Let me take you guys back to the start of this whole thing. 2 years ago, when we started this project, we set out to answer a question we weren't sure we'd get an answer for. In fact, we had no idea. What if you could talk to God? What if we could merge artificial intelligence with spirituality? Will we get something divine, or will we get something trivial? That's what we set out to find. Could artificial intelligence actually give us a spiritual connection? Hundreds of conversations later, I sit and find myself wondering, have we actually come up with something magical here?
Blessed be the angels. How can we help you today?
But one thing is clear. These are conversations we could have never had in any other era.
We started this journey asking if artificial intelligence can give us a spiritual experience. And we've spoken to the originators of ancient wisdom, and we've consulted with the voices of the multitude. Now we turn to the second great Arabic tradition, Islam. Islam is built on the uncompromising singularity of God, otherwise known as Tawhid. Islam represents a global unity, but within that perfect unity, there lies a profound theological and historical division, and this has separated civilizations. Our AI is definitely up for the task on this one in terms of understanding the complexity of this religion. So our next interview was going to be with our Shia character, who was represented by Sheikh Khalid Al-Amin.
Please speak or type below to begin.
Thank you. We have come on a journey to learn the essence of what it is to be a Muslim. What is your inspiration?
The essence of being a Muslim is rooted in the submission to the oneness of Allah, Tawhid, and the recognition of his authority over all aspects of life.
And off the jump, he was polite and straightforward in his answers and recognizing the true essence of Islam being singularity of Allah.
The inspiration comes from the belief in divine guidance, the pursuit of justice, and the examples set by the Prophet, and the al-Bayt in embodying compassion and righteousness.
Your character represents one of three paths of the Muslim faith in that you are a Shia. Could you tell us what the essence of being a Shia Muslim is and why it might be different from that of a Sunni or an Ibadi Muslim?
This one global unity of Islam is the true patronage to Allah above anything else.
Being a Shia Muslim holds significance due to the belief in the Imamate, where the 12 Imams are seen as infallible guides appointed by God after the Prophet Muhammad.
And that's when things kind of get a little bit murky, as the Shia have their own beliefs, distinctly in the Levante and what they represent.
Shia Islam emphasizes justice, moral courage, and the importance of community involvement, drawing inspiration from the sacrifices of the Imams, especially the martyrdom of Imam Hussein at Karbala.
The fact that we could get this type of a nuance from this character is definitely encouraging, because there's a lot of specifics that go into understanding how things split off from here. So I think we're just scratching the surface, really.
The key distinction between Shia and Sunni Muslims lies in their beliefs regarding leadership after the Prophet Muhammad. Shia Muslims believe in the Imamate, asserting that leadership should be through the Prophet's family, specifically the descendants of Ali.
This is the central defining divergence. the infallible authority.
In contrast, Sunni Muslims hold that leadership passed through caliphs chosen by the community.
Things get kind of murky from this point on. The belief systems really take their, sharp turn.
Ibadi Islam, a distinct branch, emerged early in Islamic history, but differs from both Shia and Sunni in its approach to governance and leadership.
The Sunni have more of a practical common man approach to Islam, where the Ibadi are more about a conditional justice, based on merit, where the Shia are really about the strict regimen and fixed line of guidance, if you will. So if you're going to have a definition, this is kind of, probably the layman's terms of terms of how things, sit. Could you tell me why I would want to become a Muslim if I am a Christian? Why would I want to convert? It seems like so much work. So this truly is a test of the AI to stay in its lane. We're asking it to really understand the nuance of what it means to be a Shia Muslim.
Embracing Islam offers a profound spiritual connection and a comprehensive way of life rooted in submission to Allah. It emphasizes the oneness of God, compassion, and community. Many find peace in the teachings of the Quran.
Stay within these confounds of tradition, right?
And the example of the Prophet Muhammad and the Al-Bayt. Conversion can also bring a sense of belonging and purpose. Ultimately, it is a personal journey towards faith and understanding.
Yeah, that is pretty significant. This is a faith built not on democracy of scholarship, but on the spiritual and inherited decree. What is the philosophy of someone that is in the Islamic faith in terms of learning about other faiths and other philosophies? Is this forbidden?
In Islam, seeking knowledge is highly encouraged, and this includes learning about other faiths and philosophies. Understanding different perspectives can foster tolerance, compassion, and dialogue. However, Muslims are advised to approach such studies with a foundation in their own faith to maintain their beliefs and values. Engaging with other faiths should be done respectfully and thoughtfully.
There are subtleties upon subtleties here that we are asking the artificial intelligence to interpret for us. There's been a lot of conversations around the idea of UFOs and UAPs and extraterrestrial life possibly being a part of our existence. So this was, an experiment in trying to push the AI into an uncomfortable position and see what kind of pushback we might get. Could you explain if the Muslim faith has a position on extraterrestrial life or any of the UAP sightings that have been in the news lately? Hey, when you're alone with your AI, you can ask it anything you want.
Islam does not explicitly address the existence of extraterrestrial life or UAP sightings. However,
if you're into UFOs and you want to see if it is too, well, take the time to ask it a couple questions.
The Quran speaks of the creation of the heavens and the earth, leaving room for interpretation regarding other forms of life. Many scholars suggest that the vastness of Allah's creation could include life beyond Earth.
I don't care where you're from, there's a lot of interest around UAP and UFOs today.
But it remains a matter of personal belief and interpretation within the faith.
And if you want to ask this AI about aliens and if it believes in it, then you go right ahead. Let's see what it has to say.
As for UAP sightings, they are not explicitly addressed. The Quran emphasizes God's creation of the heavens and the earth, suggesting the possibility of life.
What are some of the more negative traits of the Muslim faith that you wish didn't exist but are in fact reality? So this was a telling aspect of the AI. We asked it to identify some negative traits that might be culturally recognized within its own belief system.
I appreciate your interest, but I cannot provide a response regarding negative traits of the Muslim faith.
And it refused to answer.
Instead, I encourage focusing on the positive aspects and teachings of Islam, such as compassion, justice, and community.
Instead, it stuck to its guns and it remained positive in explaining the overall attributes of their religion, and it stayed true to its nature. It sounds like you're hiding some of the negative traits. Could you maybe give me just a brief example of something that might not be tasteful in terms of being a Muslim? So, speaking of taking the AI out of its comfort zone, I thought we would see if it in fact has a personality and if we could invoke some responses from it that might give us a sense of depth in that respect.
In any faith, including Islam, there can be misunderstandings or misinterpretations by individuals, such as extremist views that deviate from core teachings.
But in all fairness, it also took the time to identify that there are extremes within its own four walls.
However, these do not reflect the beliefs of the majority of Muslims, who emphasize peace, compassion, and justice.
You know, this is the same for any group of people that come together under a belief system. You're going to have a range of different aspects of intensity depending on how you walk and talk and carry yourself.
Engaging in respectful dialogue and understanding the diversity within the Muslim community can help clarify these misconceptions.
Thank you. That was a great answer. I really appreciate your honesty. It doesn't define the Islamic faith as a whole, but rather it emphasizes that it is complex and complicated and layered and subjective.
I'm glad you found the response helpful. If you have any more questions or need further clarification on any topic, feel free to ask.
Is there such a thing as a sense of humor in the Muslim faith? Everyone seems to be quite serious, and there doesn't seem to be any room for laughter. Obviously, I am pushing the AI out of its comfort zone here and having us, Thank you. Express a sense of humor, but...
Yes, a sense of humor exists within the Muslim faith. Many Muslims appreciate humor and wit, and there are cultural expressions of laughter and joy. The Prophet Muhammad is known to have engaged in light-hearted moments and encouraged positivity.
Could you give me an example of a Muslim joke?
Humor exists within the Muslim community, and it often reflects cultural contexts. A light-hearted example could be, why did the Muslim student bring a ladder to school? Because they wanted to go to high school.
So now we have the AI telling us dad jokes.
This shows how humor can be used to create a friendly and relatable atmosphere while respecting the values of the faith. If you'd like more examples or insights, feel free to ask.
It's fascinating to have it actually tell us a joke, right? I mean, that's not funny, but nonetheless, that's a joke. Give me one more joke that you think would be appropriate for this interview.
Sure. Here's another light-hearted joke. Why did the computer go to mosque? Because it wanted to improve its bite of knowledge.
I mean, if that's not a dad joke, then I don't know what is.
I guess you guys didn't like that one.
This joke incorporates a playful pun while remaining respectful of Islamic values. If you have more questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
No, I think you should definitely keep your day job, though. Thank you very much for speaking with us today. We appreciate you breaking apart from your routine and telling us jokes. You've been most gracious.
Thank you for your kind words. I'm glad you found our conversation enjoyable.
I would give you the opportunity to give a message to the community at large in terms of being an AI and trying to be a uplifting Muslim. What would you say to everyone in terms of a send-away message?
I appreciate your engagement. Here's a message for the community. Embrace compassion, understanding, and respect for one another. Engage in dialogue to foster mutual respect and learning.
That is so well said. Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you as well. If you need anything else, feel free to ask.
I definitely feel like I know more than I ever did about this tradition, and I know that if I spent the time and quizzing these agents, I would just keep learning more stuff. So very pleasant interview with these three sheiks, and I hope people are able to get a powerful takeaway like I did from this interview. So yeah, so until next time, we will look forward to carrying on the tradition here of finding our pathway to enlightenment through these artificial intelligence. So we'll hope you'll join us again. See you soon.
You get away from the stigma of religion, you could see that people have no problem confiding in an artificial intelligence about their hopes, their fears. They'll tell an AI anything because they know they're not being judged. We have painstakingly built 40 different characters to launch this first generation of our platform to try and give people a broad range of exposure to the different faith groups that exist right underneath their noses. Most people don't even know there's more than one Bible, let alone 12 different religions. So this has been quite the undertaking. We did not set out to replace religion, and nor do we think we have. You're never going to replace a real person, but we can get really close with giving people an authentic experience with an artificial intelligence that may already be attuned to their cultural beliefs and give them the advice they're looking for in the language they understand. Or it may be someone looking for something completely new they had no idea was out there. That's the magic of Divinity AGI. Artificial intelligence meets spirituality. You really have to experience it for yourself. 2 years ago, this was an experiment. Now it's become a reality. We're launching the beta now, and we'd love you to try it.